You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, let's talk about the activist basketball league known as the WNBA, and in this case, one of the biggest defenders, or in this case, maybe offender, of the media's charge to wrap their loving arms around all these activist basketball players, try to lift them up and prop them up so they can further the lies of being victims out there on those basketball streets, right? Well, it all blew up in their face yesterday when Caitlyn Clark, she had a stalker arrested. And we found out this guy said some really vile, nasty things to Caitlyn Clark, and they did come across as being threatening. And they busted his tail up in Indianapolis, right? And I believe he's on a $55,000 bond or something like that. But nonetheless, he said a lot of repugnant shit to the Indiana Fever rookie phenom who's heading into her second season. And it made a lot of people think about the supposed incident by way of the Chicago Sky. And remember, supposedly they were harassed coming out of a hotel, coming off a bus, something last year. And the video emerged, and it had a lot of us going, where was the harassment exactly? All right? But that's not what this league does. This league and its players play the victim all the time, as does the media that tries to help cover their ass, like one Jemele Hill. Now, in case you don't remember who Jemele Hill is, she's famously an ex-ESPN alumni, now turned social media race baiter. I think she works for Meadowlark now, which is Dan Le Batard's podcasting network, something like that. I don't know. It's full of ex-ESPN woke alumni over there. But she had made some really, let's just say, let's use a Hillary term, deplorable comments about Caitlyn Clark not having to deal with any kind of hate. Well, that doesn't seem right in light of yesterday's events. And Jemele Hill remembered said social media post that she made and tried to go scrub it. Unfortunately for her, the internet, it seems, is forever. And a lot of people noticed she deleted said post about Caitlyn Clark. So let's take a look at this right here over at Fox News before we go look at the actual X post that Jemele Hill made about Caitlyn Clark that is promptly blown up in her face, and she is getting destroyed right now. On Sunday, police arrested a man accused of stalking WNBA superstar Caitlyn Clark. The details of the alleged stalking are disturbing. As Outkick reported Monday, the Marion County Prosecutor's Office alleged the man sent the Indiana Fever star numerous threats and sexually explicit messages via social media accounts before eventually trying to physically contact Clark by traveling to Indianapolis. And there is what we've got. Hundreds of threats and messages right there. Traveled to Indianapolis, so he was getting closer and closer, and Clark was fearful for her safety. Okay, so how does Jemele Hill fit into all this? Well, in September, Jemele Hill posted a lengthy message on X where she said essentially Caitlyn Clark doesn't face the same, quote, hate that the black women in the WNBA face. Except no other WNBA player has seen a man arrested because they were, quote, very concerned for their safety. But Caitlyn Clark did. Now, several Chicago Sky players, including Angel Reese, claimed that a man harassed them and used racial slurs during an alleged incident in June. But there's no evidence that occurred, especially as the Sky players claim. By the way, again, There was video of that. I did multiple videos on it here on that channel, and let's just say it turned into a Juicy Smollett situation. Yeah, or a Bubba Wallace situation where you couldn't hear any racial slurs and there didn't seem to be anything threatening at all that happened in that video. I mean, supposedly they claim they want fans in this league, but I guess if fans come around, not threatening or threatening, they got to make it into an issue. In other words, they thought, oh, we'll play the victims on this, and it promptly blew up in their face when the video started surfacing, right? And there was never any charges. It sure seemed like Caitlyn Clark faced harassment unlike anything any other WNBA player had to endure. Remember, this is just one man that we know about because he took it to the extreme and had to be arrested. Who knows how many other people were badgering Clark on social media? I'm sure a bunch. Certainly, we won't hear about it from Clark. She never comes out and actually complains about all this. And I mean, WNBA players, the other ones, they line up at press conferences and starts dogging out fans everywhere, who never talks about, quote, the hate she receives, even though many of her WNBA colleagues love to constantly talk about their haters. So, Jemele Hill issued an apology and acknowledgement that she was wrong, right? Nope. Jemele Hill quietly tried to delete the post and pretend she never sent it out. So, people remembered this. There we go. The street remembers. This is what Jemele Hill said. I don't like to play the oppression Olympics, but, well, that's a lie right off the bat. You've got multiple gold medals in it, Jemele Hill. My goodness, a professional race baiter. Has Caitlyn Clark had to delete her social media accounts? No, but her teammate Aaliyah Boston did. Caitlyn Clark has given out a few hard shots herself, talked trash, jawed with refs, and yet anytime she's subjected to physical play, a hard foul, or trash talk, opposing players are absolutely villainized. She is not constantly subjected to racial slurs, and whatever hate she does experience, she is not told to toughen up or that her feelings don't matter. She is not subjected to both sides' ism, nor are people trying to justify any hatred against her. That's the difference. That was to this guy's post he put up. The people who would weaponize her for racial attacks or villainize her for actions of others are two sides of the same coin. She gets as much or more hate as any player, and yet she's the one asked to address it and to fix it. That was Jemele Hill's response. Well, Jemele Hill, that post I just showed you, she has deleted it very quietly now. Very quietly, she deleted it. Okay? Well, she's getting destroyed. Jemele Hill, say something, you loser. People are wanting her to say something, anything, in light of the heinous activities and the guy that tried to harm Caitlyn Clark. Pepperidge Farm remembers. That's funny. Jemele Hill is just another double DEI hire. What are her qualifications anyway? Does she spew this hatred to any other WNBA player? Not a chance. Not a chance, because we'd have covered it on this channel right here. What's sad about this? Months from now, this will be called back on and people will say it's fake. Nope, it's not fake. Jemele Hill really said this stuff. Shameless, can't even retract her statement and be accountable. Wow, she's so embarrassing. Yeah, one of the biggest clowns that I know. Dumb idiot. Don't kid yourself. The league, team owners, players union, W Desk, ESPN, Hill, Swoops, Gino, Staley, Thomas, Carter, Carrington, Stewart, Reese, all are in fist bump mode over this. That's interesting. That's interesting. So some people are saying behind closed doors maybe these WNBA players are actually high-fiving each other. That's interesting indeed. They can't stand Caitlyn Clark. We know it. We're not dumb. We've seen it. Jemele Hill, why is your ass so quiet now? This person just said she can have all the way off. Yeah. Bleep off Jemele, as that thing tried to reload on me for some reason. Grown-ass woman, and she can't take responsibility for what she posts or says. It's not complicated. Hill is just a lower-end racist who will do her best to constantly embarrass herself. I'm willing to bet this gets very little mainstream media coverage. What has happened to Caitlyn Clark? And certainly nobody that tried to race bait with Caitlyn Clark and all these players that got to play victims. Hey, unrivaled players, which are basically all the players that tried to beat the crap out of Caitlyn Clark, it seems like at some point. And literally not all of them, but you get the point. A lot of them that can't stand Caitlyn Clark are playing in that league. They got plenty of opportunities to make statements. Why so quiet? Question mark. Inquiring minds would love to know. Oh, yeah. This situation around Caitlyn Clark looked and sounds very dangerous. It does. But man, the WNBA, the players, the ones that are in Unrivaled, and the WNBA, y'all are quiet as church mouses right now. Hey, which is crazy because y'all always running your mouth or twerking on video. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.